All right. Well, first off, happy Girls and Women's in Sports Day today. Thanks so much for joining in on another episode of Finding the Details. I'm Laura Schuler, and today we're going to be talking about breakouts. And in particular, we're going to be talking about the reads that your players have to make in order to help them be able to break out successfully. Just a reminder that if you have any questions, again, I'll be happy to answer them. If you can put them in the Q&A box, and like I said, I'll be happy to answer those at the end of the presentation. And then a reminder that if you missed any of the other past episodes that we've done, if you are a paying member of the coaches site, you can just log on to their website, and all of our past episodes have been recorded, so you can take a look at those and get all caught up. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking about breakouts, and in particular, um, to me, a good breakout is a function of two things. It's a function of your player's ability to make a good read, as well as your player's effort level. And I think we could probably, both agree that as coaches, we can greatly influence both of these variables. But for today's presentation, we're going to just focus on a specific detail that I think is really, really important in helping us to be able to break out effectively and quickly. So as I often like to do, I always like to talk about structure. So we're going to begin by looking at our basic breakout structure over here on the left-hand side. And in particularly, we're going to focus on the positional breakout routes, the routes that are going to allow us to be able to create two-on-ones all over the ice. And that's the key. That's the key detail to helping you be able to break out effectively and efficiently. You want to be able to create two-on-ones all over the ice. And so first and foremost, I'm going to start off with our F3, so our first forward back into the zone. It's so important that they assume your F3 low support positioning, or basically your center role. And for their routes, we like to use the terminology, or I like to use the terminology, hard, low, and slow, meaning that we're always going to be hard back into our defensive zone through the middle of the ice. But low and slow, what I mean by that is low, we want to always be close support to the puck carrier. And slow, we always want to stay within this quadrant. So if I were to draw a line, we always want to be inside the puck line. So wherever that puck line is on the ice, this puck line can move based on whatever the puck is. We always want to be inside that area. And in addition to that, our centers, or our F3 low in the zone, always wants to stay underneath our strong side forward. So we always want to be in this area here, and we can't be too fast. We don't want to get outside the puck line. We always want to stay inside the puck line. And what's that's going to do for us is it's going to create a two-on-one low here below the goal line. And that is essentially going to allow for our defense to be able to use a middle exit on the breakout, which is really, really important. And then secondly, our strong side forward, we like to use the terminology with them, find the lane, meaning that whenever you're under hard pressure, okay, you're under hard pressure, it's so important that your strong side forward comes low enough into the zone to be able to find the passing lane with the puck carrier. That's going to essentially give us a secondary two-on-one along the boards, and now allow our puck carrier this lateral exit option on the breakout. And then thirdly, with our weak side forward, we always tell them they got to push the pace, meaning their job is they got to get up the ice and they want to push the opponent's defense back into the zone or back out of the zone. And this essentially does two things for us. Number one, anytime our strong side forward is under pressure up here at the blue line, we're now creating a high two-on-one out of the zone. And that's going to allow our strong side forward now to be able to chip pucks out of the zone to our weak side forward that's pushing the pace. And number two, what it's going to do is it's going to open up the middle of the ice for our D2 or our middle D to be able to come up through the middle and provide this secondary middle option here on the breakout, as well as be able to get up into the rush and join the rush and be a part of that attack. And then lastly, we always talk about our puck carrier. After you release the puck, you want to follow the play up inside the dots. And this is really, really important, okay? Because you have four people joining the rush. And so you have to have a safety. In case there's any kind of a turnover here, you need somebody who's in really good defensive middle positioning to be able to stop any kind of, if there's any kind of a turnover, that you're there and to help that out. So our positional routes on our breakout is going to allow us to be able to create two-on-ones. And that's that specific detail that's so, so important in helping us to be able to not only create puck possession, but maintain puck possession and allow us to be able to break out of our zone. So when I look at breakouts, to me, there are two types of reads that you have. You're either breaking out under pressure or you have time and space. Okay. And when you're breaking out under pressure, we're going to talk today about how both these factors here, how tracking back into your own zone, as well as how you provide quick close support to create those two-on-ones. Both of those variables help to create two-on-ones to allow you to beat pressure and break out of your zone. And then also, we're going to talk about the importance of finding open ice. And what I mean by that is when you have time and space on the breakout, okay, you don't have a two-on-one. You have to create that two-on-one by moving the puck up through open ice and drawing the opponent in towards you. And now when you pull the opponent in towards you, you've created that two-on-one. Now you can dish that puck wide and be able to take advantage of using the width and depth of the ice on the breakout and on the attack. So we're going to look at both of these reads, and we're going to start with some pressure breakouts and look at tracking. So as I mentioned to you before, and I think that this is something that really is overlooked, and especially if you want to break out fast, how you track back into your zone matters, because the quicker you're able to support the puck, the faster you can create puck possession and exit your zone. And for example, so many times I've seen when people ask me, to look at their video, and they'll ask me, we're having trouble with our breakout. Can you take a look at it? What are we doing wrong? Well, the number one thing I see is that maybe it's a wing that's first back in their zone. And instead of staying involved in the play and potentially being able to create a two-on-one in the corner, that player instead falls back into their regular wing positioning. And then you miss out on an opportunity to be able to create puck possession, and you really put your team at a disadvantage. And if anything, now you're putting the opposition, you're giving them the advantage to be able to create a numerical situation in puck possession. So it's so, so important that this F3 right here assumes your center low positioning. Okay. And then your fourth person back into the zone, or, your second forward back into the zone essentially, is always going to assume slot coverage, because that's the most dangerous area of the ice. So we always want to make sure that somebody's covering that area. And then lastly, your fifth player, your last player back into the zone, or the third player forward back into the zone, is always going to assume right here this strong side positioning when the puck goes into the corner. Now, one of the things that happens is sometimes F4 and F5, as they're tracking back into the zone, they can end up being tied as they come in over the blue line. And our rule is really simple, super simple. If you're on the right side of the Royal Road, you take responsibility for that side of the ice. If you come in and you're on the left side of the Royal Road, then you take responsibility for the left side of the ice, or for that side of the ice. So it's really simple, but so important that as you track back over the blue line, your defensive blue line, F4 and F5 have to talk. I got right, I got left. So we're going to take a look at some video here, and we're going to see how tracking back into your zone can really help you to be able to break out quickly. And so we're in white in these video clips here. We're playing against the US, and the US here is in blue. And right here, number 24 for us, okay? So she's our right winger. But clearly in this clip, okay, here's our first forward, our first player back, our second player back. So she's going to assume, Natalie Spooner here, number 24, is going to assume our center low positioning or F3 low positioning in the defensive zone. So she's hard back through the middle of the ice here. And I'm going to stop this clip right here because you can see right now, if Natalie Spooner doesn't continue on this puck, okay, or continue on the play here, she just falls back into our regular wing positioning. Right here, the US now have a 2-on-1 against us. They have a 2-on-1, they have that numerical advantage. They're going to get puck possession. Okay, so it's a really great job here by Natalie Spooner. Again, I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. Okay, she stays involved with the play here. She knows she's the first forward back. And because she's able to right here get a little pressure on the US, all right, rewind it. She's right there, just a little bit of pressure on the US. They turn the puck over, and now we're back going out of our zone, going the other way. And a great job here with Natalie Spooner, just getting up the ice right away. She's going hard. Nice little self chip here by Blair Turnbull here, number 40. And Blair's going to feed our mid lane driver here for a nice redirect. And it's in the back of the net. And that was a real big goal for us, tied up the game here in the second period of the Olympics. So this next clip here, just going to rewind it a bit to show you. And right here, I'm going to point out that this player, okay, this player and this player, they're all on the same line together. And number 15 is our left winger on this line, and she is the first back into the zone. So she's going to assume center low positioning. And in this clip right here, you can see our number 2 and number 29 here. They're actually come in over the blue line relatively at the same side or same time. So number 2 is just going to assume this side of the ice here, responsible for this side of the ice. And number 29 here, Mary-Philip Plin, is going to assume positioning on this side of the ice here. And you're going to see we're going to end up getting the puck here. And I'll let this play out. We release the puck, okay? We rim it around all the way around to the other side of the ice, right over to Mary-Philip Plin. If she's not there, if she had not assumed that positioning and went back to her regular center low positioning, we now don't have somebody right here. The US ends up being there, and they end up creating puck possession. So because we came into the zone and we just soon positioning with how we entered the defensive zone, now everybody's in their spots, and now we're able to create puck possession right here, and we have a really nice little bump play, and we're out of our zone going back the other way. So great job there by our team, just how we came back in our zone to be able to create that puck possession. And last clip I have here on the tracking part that I want to talk about. A lot of people ask me, what are your rules then? Do you ever switch back? Do you ever switch back? So if your wings are first person back, do they stay center? Well, the answer is no. They don't always stay center. Sometimes they do, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit here about what our rules are and how we switch off. So number 20, Sarah Nurse here, is our center, or sorry, is our left winger, okay? But she is the third person back over our defensive blue line here. So we have, you can see the legs up here at the top of the screen of the first person back, and our D is the second person back. So Sarah is going to be our F3 low support player. And she stays involved in the play here. And right here, I'm just going to stop it just to kind of point out everybody's position. So this is our center, and she comes in on the right side of the Royal Road. So she's going to take responsibility for that side of the ice. Number 7 here comes in off the left side of the Royal Road. So she's going to take responsibility for that side of the ice. And Sarah is going to stay as F3 low here. And right here, the US end up getting a shot on net. But as soon as that puck now goes towards the corner and we're in puck recovery, right then and there, that's an opportunity to be able to switch back. And you can see now in this clip, when I freeze it right here, here's Sarah Nurse. So she was our F3 low positioning, or our center, but now she's gone back to her regular left wing positioning, okay? And our center actually happens to be covering for our right wing. Because again, it's so important. If you want to break out quick, okay, this is just like coming back into your zone first. Laura Stacey here in this clip, number 7, felt like she could be first to the puck. We want her to go. You got to be able to put pressure on the puck right away. So she goes and our center now covers for her in behind. And now we have a rule right from here. Okay, so our rule is if the puck gets released low to high here, we're in excellent positioning now for Emily Clark here just to be able to step out into the shooting lane and deny a shot on net, right? At the same time, we have Laura Stacey, if the puck goes low to high, can box this player out and prevent her from getting to the net. So again, we're in really super good D zone positioning here. But if the puck goes low, that's the green light for us to be able to switch back between these two players. Okay, so now that puck goes low, our center can resume low positioning here, and now our wing will go back into her regular wing positioning. So you're going to see here, I'll let this play out. The puck's going to end up going low, and you see that we switch back, and now everybody's in their regular positioning. You got Sarah Nurse over here as our left winger, you have Laura Stacey as our right winger, and you have Emily Clark here as our center, and we're in really good defensive zone structure here. And because of that, we're able to keep the puck to the outside here, and we're able to turn the puck over, and now we're off to the races and we're going the other way. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is how do we create those 2-on-1s with our F3 low, with our wings, and also our goalies will play an active role in creating 2-on-1s to create quick close support to help us be able to break out whenever we're under pressure. We're going to start with looking at F3 first. So F3 is able to provide those 2-on-1s two different ways. Number one, if we don't have the puck, okay, our job up here is we want to create second or third quicks. Basically, we want to get the puck stopped along the board. And now our F3 low player, okay, once that puck is stopped along the wall, we want our F3 low to be able to beat their check into this area of the ice to create a 2-on-1 to get puck possession. So right now we don't really have puck possession in the D zone, okay, in this situation. So we got to get the puck stopped, and then our F3 low has to be second quick in order to beat their check into this area of the ice and pick up the puck to be able to break out. The other way our F3 is able to create that 2-on-1 is anytime we're going back for puck. So now this is about when we have down here, when we have puck possession. Okay, here our defense has puck possession, and we kind of talked about this a little bit, but the importance of our F3 low, we want to stay inside this puck line here. We don't want to overskate it. We want to provide nice and low support here as we come down. And this is going to create this low 2-on-1 here and allow for our defense right here, this middle exit on the breakout. So we're going to look at both of these situations. We're going to start with some second quick here in this next couple video clips that I'm going to be showing you. So again, we're in white here. We're playing against the US. We're in our D zone here. And the puck's going to come around the back of the net. And right here, our number 3 is going to get this puck stopped. So I'm just going to rewind it right here. She's in great defensive positioning right here. Okay, Jocelyn LaRock separates the person from the puck. Okay, we don't have puck control yet. We're in D zone coverage here. And here's the second quick. Our second quick player, our F3 low, okay, Blair Turnbull, number 40 here, has to beat her check into this little area of the ice, which we call the pocket. So right here, I'll let this play out. You're going to see our center is going to get into that area before the US player does to be able to create puck possession. And we're able to do that. Nice little chip pass here to our forward, and we're exit out through the middle of the ice, and away we go back on to offense. And now we're in the offensive zone against the US. So nice job there. I'm going to go to this next clip here. And this clip right here, this is an example of actually a third quick. So again, we don't have control of the puck. The US has control of the puck right now. So we got to get this puck stopped. So we get the puck stopped, and right here, you can see they have 2 US players here along the boards. We're in great defensive zone positioning. We have 3. They have 2, we have 3. We're creating now a third quick in this structure. So I'll let this play out and you'll see how now with our third player being involved in the battle, we're able to find that puck and now start our breakout. And I just want to stop this right here because this is really, really good breakout positional play here. Watch our strong side forward here and look how low she's come down into the zone here to be able to find this passing lane from our puck carrier. So here's the lateral exit. And then at the same time, look at our center. So if I'm going to draw this line here from the puck, our center is staying inside this line. We're nice and low, so we're providing this close support. So here's the 2-on-1. 1, 2-on-1 right there. And I'm going to let this play out. I'll rewind it a bit here because we come through. We have 2 great options. We go through the middle and we're out quickly, now heading back the other way in the offensive zone. This next clip here, so those last 2 were when we didn't have control of the puck. We had to get the puck stopped to get puck possession and breakout. Now I want to talk to you about the little bump plays that we can use, okay, in order to be able to break out quickly. So this is when we end up with possession to create those 2-on-1s, okay? So right here, we do a great job. Our D does an excellent job turning with the US player, and we get a good stick on puck, okay? So I'm just going to rewind it until we get control of the puck. You can see number 4 here has great control of the puck. And again, I'm going to draw our line because there's our puck line. Move it a little bit. There it is. And here is our F3 low, who happens to also be our center. But you can see she's hard back through the middle of the ice here. And now she's going to come in and support this right through this area, stay inside this puck line here. And then Bridget Laquette here, our defense number 4, just going to do a little bump play into this area. And we're able to pick up this puck. We provided our center with a middle exit here, and we're out of our zone with ease. So this next clip here, similar clip in that now you can see though, we're under heavy, heavy pressure, okay? But we have puck control, right? We have puck possession. So again, I'm gonna draw this line right here up the ice, okay? Here's the puck line, and here is our center. I'm gonna highlight her so you can see her, right? And notice how she is staying inside this puck line right there, okay? So she comes back, she stays inside the puck line, and now, all right, even though we're under hard pressure here with the US, all right, right here, sorry, let's take this off here, right here, and again, right over here, we're under hard pressure here. All we have to do now is just bump this puck out into open ice, which we do, little middle exit, and away we go back onto offense. So this last clip here, we're playing against Finland this time. So we're in black, Finland's in white. And this is an example of just, again, these little bump plays. Again, we're in really good defensive zone positioning here. We're on the defensive side of the puck. I like what I'm seeing right here. All right, we got 4 in the picture to there too. We're looking really good. And we're going to end up creating a bit of a turnover here. All right, our number 6 right here, our winger, is going to end up creating puck possession right here. So when we get puck possession, all right, right here, here's our first 2-on-1. 1, 2-on-1. All right, and we're going to make a little bump play here to our number 8 off the wall. And as soon as we do that, number 8's going to get this puck, and she's going to make a secondary bump play on this next 1, 2-on-1 here to help us to be able to break out. So it's just so important that when you get control of the puck, utilizing those little bump plays, finding those 2-on-1s to help you be able to break out the puck. So we get control, there's 1 bump, 2 bump, and now we get possession, our toe caps up the ice, make a nice pass, and we're off to the races, going the other way. So now I want to talk to you about how your goalie can also play a huge role in creating 2-on-1s below the goal line here. And so anytime a puck is dumped in on our net, or if it's rimmed into our zone, we want our goalies to get out and we want them to play it. We give them the green light to go ahead and move that puck. And so they can move it to either one of our defenders, they can move it to our center low, or they can move it to one of our wingers. All right. Um, what we want to do is essentially attract the forechecker towards our goalie. So instead of our defenders coming in behind the back of the net here, and just creating a, just everybody kind of condensing in one area. Instead, we want our defense to widen out towards the corners and get their toe caps up the ice as fast as possible. And we call this report to corners when our goalies actually move the puck now towards our D in the corner. So let's take a look at how our goalies are able to create these 2-on-1s down below the goal line. So let's take a look at a couple clips here. So playing against Finland, they dumped the puck here in on us, and you can see the forechecking pressure right here. Okay, she's coming in hard on this left side of the ice, but I love this. You can see Shannon Zabados here, our goalie, she's already shoulder checking, so she sees where the pressure is coming from. And then you're going to notice that our 2D here, instead of going behind the back of the net, they're going to widen out over to the corners here. Okay, they're both going to widen out here over to the corners, and that's going to give Zabby two passing options here. So I'll let this play out. We get the puck, we widen out. Now our toe caps are up the ice, and we're able to see a cross ice pass here, and we're back in the offensive zone going the other way. So another clip here, very similar. Okay, again, great shoulder check here by Zabby. She sees right over here in the top right side of our screen here. Here's the pressure, and now this pressure is coming in from the right side. And again, the importance of both of our D, okay, instead of going towards Zabby, we want to widen out into the corners here, widen out into the corners here. So great job here by Zabby moving the puck. And you can see when our D get the puck, toe caps are already up the ice, right? Now we're able to make a nice outlet pass. And again, we're going the other way. So one more clip here of Finland dumping the puck in on us. And the reason why I want to show you guys this clip is because even if we're under hard pressure, and we are under hard pressure here, look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, all tight in on Zabby right there. Okay, it doesn't matter. We still want our goalie to be able to come out and play this, because we play this puck. Now we're going to have 3 people caught deep in the zone, and that's exactly what Zabby does here. And so again, we want our D to be able to widen out into the corners, right? Our D widen out. And our D can also help put a little bit more spice on the puck to be able to release that puck all the way up to our wingers. And that's exactly what we do here. So I'm going to rewind this as that puck comes into Zabby. Okay, she's going to move it over to Bridget, number 4, and number 4 just helps that puck. And I'm going to rewind it here so you can see it again. Watch Bridget when she gets this puck, number 4, puts a little more spice on it right up into our winger. And again, now we got the puck, and we've got 4 Finns in behind us here as we're breaking out. And I have one more clip here, because this time, again, it's a pressure situation, but now it's against the US. And same thing. All right, we got one hard here. We got one hard here, and here's their 3rd player, right? We want our goalie to play this puck. And now we're going to get 1, 2 people deep, caught deep in the zone. And so when we play this puck, again, look at our D. They're already widening out to the corner. Great job here by Lauriane Rougeau. She's already starting to get her toe caps up the ice. And she's going to help this puck here, all right, get all the way to our winger. So again, we fire the puck. I'm going to rewind it so you can see this, guys. Come in. She's going to fire the puck, goes right by our D there, right up to our winger. And now we're back up the ice going the other way. And I love this play on the entry here. We skate the puck wide. Watch this. Skate the puck wide here on the entry. Buy time for some more friends to join us. Hit the second wave of the attack. And we get a pretty good look at the net there against the US. So now I want to talk to you a little bit about how our wingers are able to provide those 2v1s to help you break out of the zone. And we're going to start with the strong side forward here. And I've already talked to you about it a little bit. But when we're under hard pressure, okay, with the blue X right here, when we're under hard pressure, again, our strong side forward has to find the lane. So you have to get down low enough in the zone to be able to find that passing lane with our puck carrier so that we have that lateral exit, okay? Now, if the pressure isn't as hard, okay, let's say it's lighter. Let's say that forechecker is no longer where we have her, but now the forechecker is further up the ice. Yes, if that forechecker is further up the ice, now we can post a little bit higher, right? To be able to break out because we're still able to find that passing lane from our defense. And so where our strong side forward ends up being is dependent upon where this pressure is and how hard this pressure is. The harder the pressure, the lower we have to be in the zone to be able to create that 2-on-1. Similarly, our weak side forward, okay, their job is to push the pace. So again, we want to push their D back. Anytime our strong side forward here is under pressure, we want to be able to create this 2-on-1 by having our weak side forward here come through with some nice tight slash support. Okay, that's going to create this 2-on-1 and allow for our strong side forward to be able to chip pucks out of the zone. Okay, now if our strong side forward happens to have time and space on that breakout, okay, especially if they're chesting the middle of the ice, then yes, our weak side forward now has the green light to be able to stay wide. But we also have a rule that if this strong side forward, if their toe caps are either facing the wall or if their toe caps are facing down ice, then our weak side forward has got to provide this slash support then. Okay, because there's no way they're going to be able to make a cross ice pass if they're not chesting the middle of the ice there. So anytime their feet are facing the wall, they're facing down the ice, then we got to provide that close slash support. So let's take a look at, we'll start off with our strong side forward here and in pressure situations and how we're able to come down nice and low to help out. So in this situation, right off a face-off, so off a face-off, we're under pressure right away. So I'm just going to point out right here, okay, here's our strong side forward and watch how low she gets in the zone here. So she's now creating our first 2-on-1, right? It's a 2-on-1 between our D, our strong side forward, and the US player right there. And because we come down nice and low here, our D is able to move this puck off the wall here to our strong side winger here. And then second, I want to be able to point out the importance here of our center, okay? And our center, making sure that she's staying underneath the strong side winger here. And because she does that, because our center is staying nice, low and slow in this quadrant here, now when we get the puck right here, okay, we're able to just make a little dish out to our center and away we go with full control. So I'll rewind that so you can see the whole thing again. We're right there, little dish, second dish, and now we have full control and we're out of our zone going back the other way. And I'm going to continue to let this clip play out because we were able to provide all that close support. Like we now don't only get one good look at the net, but we ended up with two more. So three really nice looks at the net, all because we were able to provide that quick close support on the breakout. So in this clip here, puck's going to get swung around the back of our net here, and number 3 is going to get control of the puck. But I want to point out here is again, all right, look at how low our strong side forward comes into the zone here. So again, hard pressure. Okay, this pressure is pretty tight on our puck carrier. So she can't be up here. If she's up here, now this forechecker is in that passing lane. She's got to get lower, okay, into the zone. And because we do that, now we can chip the puck right there and get good control of this puck, which we do, which I love. And again, I want to point out something else. When we collect this puck, okay, notice that our toe caps are facing the boards. So I love this clip because here's our weak side winger. She's already pushing the pace up the ice. Look at our center. Our center is staying low below the strong side forward. So we have, not only do we have an opportunity here to be able to chip the puck out to number 11, we can also do a little lateral pass to the middle to our center. And then additionally, we have our weak side D here. Because we're pushing the pace, we have all of this ice right here for number 12, Megan Mickelson, to get up into the play and join the rush. We end up chipping this puck off the wall here, but nice indirect play here to our wing. We chip it off the wall. We got good support there. And again, now we're back out of our zone and into the offensive zone. So this next clip here, again, the importance of quick, close support here by our strong side winger. Number 15 is our strong side winger, Melanie Daou here. And she's creating the first 2-on-1. So she's nice and low. Here's the 2-on-1 here with her, our defense, and the Finnish player. Okay, because she's nice and low here, again, we're able to make this nice little chip pass right here out to Melanie Daou. And then secondly, I want to point out the importance, all right, of our center staying below our strong side winger. And because we do that, now this player here is able to make a little touch pass to our center, and we're out of the zone. And then lastly, I want to point out this, okay, because I said, and I mentioned it before, whenever we have control of the puck and we're chesting the middle of the ice, that's when now our weak side wing has the green light, if they want to stay wide. Okay, and here Megan Augusta, number 2 for us, stays wide. You can kind of just see here at the top of our screen because we're chesting the middle of the ice. And then this is our middle D here, getting up into the attack through the middle of the ice here. And we end up making a really nice play here. We feed the driver to Megan Mickelson right here in the middle of the ice. But Nora Ratu, the Finnish goalie, makes a really, really nice save on us. So the last thing that I want to cover here is the importance now about when you have time and space, how important it is to find open ice, okay? Because again, you don't have that 2-on-1. Like when you're in pressure situations, those 2-on-1s, you got to come down low, slow, close support to be able to create those 2-on-1s. But when you have time and space, you don't have it. So you have to create it. So you have to be able to take the ice that's given to you. So you got to try to find white ice. And as you do that, take the puck to white ice, you're going to draw the opponent into it. And when you do that, now you're creating that 2-on-1. All right. Now you can move that puck and take advantage of using the width and depth of the ice. So let's take a look at some of those breakout clips when we have a little bit more time and space here. So we're in our D zone, and this starts off in a pressure situation. Okay. But right here, our number 26, Emily Clark, does a nice little chip play right here to beat pressure. And so now you can see, okay, we got 2 US players right here that are caught low in the zone, okay? And when we go to get this puck, we have all this white ice here, okay, with no blue players. So we want to take advantage of this white ice. We want, as soon as number 26 gets that puck, she's got to carry it. She's got to carry it up through this area. And at the same time here, our strong side forward, instead of providing low support this way to the puck carrier, she doesn't need to, okay? What we want her to do instead is get up the ice. Like she's got to go. She's got to go, go, go. So watch number 20 here. She's going to go. There she goes. All right. And again, Emily Clark here pulls a US player in towards her. Okay, so she took advantage of this white ice that was right down here. She pulls a US player towards her, and now we have this secondary 2-on-1 that's happening in behind, okay, with our strong side forward who's gotten up the ice. So we're going to nice little bump play, and I want to point this out because now our strong side forward, look at her toe caps, okay, they're facing down ice. And I've mentioned if our toe caps are either facing the wall or our toe caps are facing down the ice, then we need our weak side wing to be able to provide this close slash support, which we do. Nice little touch out. And now we're back going the other way. We create a whistle and an offensive zone face off going the other way. So here's another clip. And this is off a draw here where the US are able to take a shot on net. And because it's off of a draw and they take a shot on net, okay, we got 3 US players on the right side of the ice. So we have all of this white ice to take advantage of. So when we have that white ice, Again, when our D picks up that puck, we want them to be able to skate the puck up the ice. And at the same time, it's really important that our strong side winger, instead of providing low support, now her job is to get up the ice as well. Okay, so here we go. She's already, Melanie Daou has moved up the ice here. We're going to draw somebody in towards us, right? Now we move that puck. We were able to create this secondary 2-on-1, or primary actually 2-on-1 between Melanie Daou, the US player, and us, just by skating the puck up into white ice and drawing a player into us. Now the second thing that I want to mention is our strong side player is facing the wall. So she's chesting the wall. So if that's the case, then our weak side wing, okay, needs to be providing slash support. And we're going to see that as we go up the ice here. All right, there she is, good slash support. And we're now on to that puck and we're back in the offensive zone. So this next clip here, it starts off in a pressure situation where we're under hard pressure. We got a great second quick here, all right, with Blair Turnbull coming in to collect that puck. But once we get the puck, okay, we have all this white ice in front of us, all right? So again, the importance of whenever we have time and space, we've got to create that 2-on-1 by taking the ice that's given to us, all right? And our strong side winger right here, okay, she's not going to stay here. She's got to get up the ice now. We want her to be moving, which is exactly what she does. She gets up the ice there. All right, and I'm going to rewind this because as number 40, Blair Turnbull, takes the ice, I want you to watch number 37 on the US. Watch how she turns and now goes towards our puck carrier. She turns right there. And as soon as she does that, we've now released that puck wide, and now we're taking advantage of the width of the ice on the entry, and we're able to get that puck deep into the US zone with possession. So this next clip here, the US end up dumping the puck in on us. And we're going to get full control of this, and the US are now backed off. Okay, we got all this white ice in front of us. They backed off. They're going to try to trap us in the neutral zone. So what do we want to do? We want number 3 here, Jocelyn the Rock, our defense, to skate that puck up the ice. Okay, she's got to get up that puck, up the ice, sorry. And as she does that, I want you to watch these 2 US players, because she, by skating the puck right here up the ice, she draws these 2 US players towards the middle of the ice. So as I rewind this, look for those 2 US players as we're skating up the ice. Watch how they come, boom, right there towards the middle of the ice. Okay, that now has opened up this outside lane for us. We kick the puck wide, and now we get a shot on net. And this ends up being a really important face-off for us because it's only 3 seconds left in the period, and we're back in the US zone, and we're able to actually even pull our goalie there and try to create something at the net. So, you know, hopefully you're able to see from the presentation that, you know, it's so important that you want to break out quickly. You got to create 2-on-1s all over the ice. That's the key to being able to break out effectively and quickly. And so I just want to share with you a couple of my favorite drills that I like to do to practice different scenarios, to practice those things like second quicks and little bump plays out of your defensive zone. So the first drill, I like to do it for a warm up. We'll have all our players down at one end of the ice here. And while this is happening, we'll have our goalie and our goalie coach at the other end of the ice warming up our goalies. And how this drill goes is basically a coach spots a puck into the corner, and the X goes in, the black jersey here goes in, and their job is to just try to basically play keep away. Okay, and they want to stay basically relatively in this area of the ice right here. Okay, so they don't want to get up too high or go too low, but they just want to play keep away. And meanwhile, we're going to send in 2 white jerseys. All right, and the first player, their job is to separate the person from the puck, and now our second player has to make sure that their second quick into the battle they pick up the loose puck, and then they're going to transition it back to the coach. And now these players then vacate, coach fires a new puck in. Now 1-0 is going to go in. They're going to play keep away. And now we're going to send 2 X's in. And now they have to try to get that puck stopped. And of course, the second person working on their second quick skills, they pick up at the puck, transition it back to the coach. And this goes back and forth really, really fast. And it's a great drill to really get the blood flowing, get your players moving their legs and getting a feel for the puck, all while your goalies are getting warmed up at the other end of the ice. And then this drill here is a drill that I like to use to just work the components of being able to break out without pressure, and I call it offensive pieces. And basically what this drill is you have 2 forwards and a D who are just touching the puck back and forth here in the middle of the ice, just one touching, one touching. The coach is going to blow the whistle. And when that happens, one of the forwards here is going to fire the puck into the corner. And of course, this D's got to go back hard to go get that puck to start the breakout. And the inside forward is going to act like your F3 center low positioning. Okay. And your other forward is going to act like they are your strong side forward here on the breakout. So as your F3 comes down into the zone here, really important that they stay inside the puck line. And again, your strong side forward, it's really important that they come low enough in the zone to be able to create this passing lane towards the strong side forward. So then when they get the puck, they just do a couple exchanges here in the middle of the ice. Sorry, let me go back here to our clip. Let me try to find this again for us. All right, so they're going to go back here, exchange the puck here through the neutral zone, and then quickly outside shot with somebody driving the net, and the D follows the puck up the ice here. Now, of course, you can also incorporate a second shot here, which we often like to do. So the forward closest to the puck pile here is just going to pick up a puck, go low to high to the D. The D is going to get off the wall. Quick shot on net here with the other forward screening the goalie. And all while this is happening down at this end of the ice, you have your new 2 forwards and your D already lined up, touching the puck, just getting a feel for the puck and ready to go when that whistle goes. All 3 players here are hard out of the zone, and this is going to start the new drill over again, back going the other way. So the reason why I like this drill is because this drill can quickly and easily become a 2-on-1. And how that happens is that after your center is able to move the puck up the ice, instead of joining the rush like they did the last drill, now they're going to come out of the zone and simply join the rush going the other way with the strong side forward from the opposite end of the ice. And your defense, just as drawn here, once the D moves the puck, right, they're going to quickly get up the ice and now transition and take this new 2-on-1 going backwards. So another great drill that you can do. One falls into the other, and I really like using both of those drills. This next drill here, though, got 2 more drills here to show you, this one and the next one. But this one is an opportunity to be able to work the exact same thing that we were just doing, but now providing a little bit of pressure. So I like to do this in your lines. And you'll have one person designate themselves as the forechecker. And what happens here on the whistle, the D gaps up, and the forechecker is going to fire the puck into the zone. D's got to go back to obviously collect that puck. And when they do, that forechecker is going to go in hard on them. So now the importance of your F3 here, getting in nice and low inside the puck line. And of course, your strong side forward, finding the lane right to the D, the passing lane to the D. So now we have both a middle exit and a lateral exit. And now once that D moves that puck, the 3 forwards are going to come out of the zone, and they're going to transition the puck with a D that's waiting in the neutral zone. And once you transition the puck, all 3 forwards now are on the same line. And now they can go back and attack the D that broke them out here 3-on-1 going back the other way. And as soon as this happens, again, the D that just transitioned the puck here, after they transition, they're going to quickly transition backwards, and 3 new players are going to come out, and they're going to now start the drill going back the other way. So this goes back and forth really, really quick. It's a drill that I love to use on Thursdays, or sometimes even in a pregame skate, where it's not a ton of skating, but it really gets your players going and get a real good feel for the puck. And I've always found that our players really, really enjoy this one. And then the last drill that I just want to share with you, we usually will do this on usually a Monday or Tuesday. But when we're working on our breakouts, and this is just, you have 2 units of 5. The red unit is trying to break out against the white unit here. And how this works is, on the whistle, 1 player from the white unit is going to take a puck, and they're going to cross over the center ice, and they're going to dump it in. And that 1 forward is going to go forecheck the red unit hard. So it's a 1-on-5. The red unit's going to break out. Obviously, they should be able to break out against 1 forechecker here. And once they cross over the blue line, now they're going to move that puck to the second forward that's waiting back here in the neutral zone. And F1 is going to come out after they forechecked hard, and they're going to join F2. And now F1 and F2 are going to attack back. They're going to dump the puck in. And now you got to break out against 2 forecheckers here. And again, the forecheckers, we allow them to forecheck hard right up to the ringette line. Again, you should be able to break out 5v2 in this situation. Once you clear the blue line, again, you're going to transition the puck now to F3. And now F1, F2, and F3 are all going to regroup here in the neutral zone. F3 is going to take that puck, and now they're going to fire it into the zone. And now you have all 5 players are going to forecheck red hard. So it ends up becoming a 5-on-5. If red is successful on the breakout, they can go down the other end and try to score. If white obviously turns the puck over, they can try to keep the puck in the offensive zone and try to score. So we let this play out, usually for 1 attempt going in either direction. It ends up being like 10-15 seconds on the last part of the drill. But it is a 3-part drill, and I find that it's a really, really good drill to use, just to be able to get your players with their heads up, right, and trying to find those 2v1 outlets and making good decision on finding who's open. So that's basically the presentation here. I hope you enjoyed it. Happy to take any questions that you may have here. I'll go up into the Q&A here, and let's see. I know we have just a couple questions, so let me see here. How often will you practice your strong side D holding the blue line and having your weak side D retrieving a chip puck in the corner? Okay, so let's just say that we have this player here has the puck, and we have our defense holding the puck up, and this puck gets chipped into the corner. I really don't want my D2 to go back and get this puck unless they absolutely have to. I would rather have my first forward back retrieve that puck. So now I have an outlet pass for us to be able to move this puck east to west, and now we can quickly break out, if that makes sense. So I know a lot of times what happens in this situation on the track back, the puck will get dumped into the corner, and your D2 will go, and then they don't have anybody to pass the puck to be able to break out quickly. So if that's the case and that happens, your first forward back has got to be that support. But because you're already in your spots, right, it makes more sense for your F3 to be able to go pick up that puck, and now your D2 has a short distance to be able to provide that quick outlet support. So that's how I like to do it, and hopefully that answered your questions. Do you have any cues or principles for D1 when retrieving a puck? Well, yes, I want them to go back hard. It's so important that as your Ds go back for pucks, you want to quickly be able to survey the scene. So you got to take a picture, right? You got to first of all have your eyes up the ice, and you want to quickly take a picture to see where that forechecking pressure is coming from. And then it's like you turn around and you're going as hard as you can back for that puck, because you want to try to separate yourself as much as you can from the forechecking pressure, because now that's going to allow you time and space for your D to be able to get their toe caps up the ice so that they can make that next play, whatever that next play is going to be. You know, their eyes are up the ice and they can see what's happening. And as our D are going back hard for pucks, I usually will, again, first of all, they're facing up the ice. They take a picture, they see where the pressure's coming from. And then when they're going back hard, I have them take another look, because that picture might have changed. Maybe somebody's gone to the bench for a change. So it's important to do multiple shoulder checks on your way back, but don't let that deter you or slow you down. The most important thing is how fast you get back on the breakout. So during the COVID-19 restrictions, were you are limited to battle drills and have limited participants, what would you run for drills to teach breakout concepts to players? For reference, I coach U11 players. Okay, thank you for your questions, and that is a tremendous question there. You know, I could have shared some more drills with you, but you want to work on the skill set, right? You want to work with your Ds on the skill set. So there's a number of things that different drills that you could do to work on that. And say, for example, this X, let's just move these guys out of the zone here for a second. I'm just going to put this player here, but you can do drills where, you know, as a coach, let's say you're the coach here, you spot a puck into the high area of the ice, your D's got to go back quickly to collect that puck. So you're working on getting around pucks, getting your toe caps up the ice, and then quickly zipping the puck up to an outlet. And as you do that, you're going to transition the puck back to the coach. The coach might fire a second puck into that deep into the corner. And now this player is going to go back hard again, working on the habits of shoulder checking, right? And as they're coming around a puck, now this player is going to go to the wing outlet. You can fire a puck up to them. And again, now this time they move it up to the coach. And now the coach might dump another puck into the zone. So the D's got to gap up. They're going to pick up this puck. And now we're practicing coming around the back of the net, looking short side. And now you're zipping that puck up to the winger, right? And as you do that, this time, now you're going to follow the play up inside the dots. You're going to back up here. This player is going to spot another puck for you, and you're going to practice picking up that puck and, say, wheeling it. So there's a lot of things that you can do for socially distance, right? Where you can see in this drill that I just kind of, you know, you can make things up, but this drill that I just kind of shared with you here, everybody's spaced out, right? Nobody's really, really tight. And it's a great drill that you can do at both ends of the ice. And, you know, potentially it's a 1-to-3 work to rec ratio. So your kids are really going, they're working hard, and they're working the skills of quick puck movement, hard passes, shoulder checking, hard back on pucks, getting around pucks, all those different things. Thank you, Trevor, for that question. So another question here. Great presentation again. Thank you, Randy. Hope, thanks for doing these webinars. Well, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Any tips for effective communication between D and goalies? So your D goalie communication? Yeah, we do. We have so for our Ds coming back with our goalies, we will either tell our goalie to play it, eat it, or set it. Those are our 3 commands. So play it, meaning they're going to play it just like the clips I showed you in the presentation. Eat it means we need a whistle, like we're dead. So we want our goalie to cover that puck and try to get a whistle. Or set it, in particular on any kind of a power play breakout where we want our goalie to go back behind the back of the net and now just set the puck there and leave it for our goalies. At the same time, so those 3 words are really important, right? Play it, eat it, set it. And then for our goalie, communication with our defense are things like when you're under hard pressure, we got to yell things like, you know, pressure, pressure, pressure. Then our D know that they're under hard pressure. We have our goalies also yell wheel if they have time and space. So whenever our D hear our goalie yelling wheel, 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 that's a great opportunity here for our D to be able to cut the net and come up through the ice. So say we got hard pressure on us here and our goalie's yelling wheel, 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 we might cut the net here and try to obviously get this player lost below the goal line and cut up the ice. So those are some of the communication words that we use with our goalies, and it's consistent throughout all three of the national team development programs. So U18, development program, U22, and senior national team, so that our players get used to that terminology. Another question here. Thanks for that answer on my code question. That will work awesome in my practices. Awesome. Glad you liked it. Any tips to encourage low F3 to keep it low and slow? Younger players are so anxious to get up the ice, will often lose good support position. Yeah, that's a great question. And I guess you answer that question by, if you want the puck, you gotta you gotta first get the puck, right? But it's great that they want to be able to get up the ice. You want to encourage that, but they need the puck first. So I guess I would just say it's important, like, let them know that you love their energy, because you never want them to lose that passion, right? And you need that energy to be able to separate yourself from the opponent. So that energy is so, so important. So encourage it, but just let them know that they need to get the puck first. So in order to do that, you got to be able to provide that low, close support. And as soon as they get it, you can let them go. They're off to the races. So thanks, guys, so much. I hope everybody, again, thank you so much for your questions. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. We're going to be back again on Wednesday, February the 17th, again, 3 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to be talking about zone entries. Again, happy Girls and Women's Day or Women in Sports Day today to everybody, and thanks so much for joining in, and we will see you next Wednesday, February 17th. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.